Hello, Apollo 11 Houston. We recommend you accept the now 49. Continue through your sequence of sightings, and then we'll analyze the data afterwards. Over. You're okay.
Hello, and welcome back to the Depths of Jigoku Podcast, where we all sit together and talk shop. This week we are joined by Kain.
Hola.
KickenBeans. I'm scared. Scorch.
It was me.
Bipoe, which is me. And who knows, maybe DreadPirate will eventually show up. I don't know. Do any of us know? Maybe. But how are we doing today?
Well, I'm certainly not DreadPirate's keeper.
I don't think any of us can take that job.
No.
I can't swim, so he can sail the seas all he wants.
That's way too much responsibility.
The
That's
one-
like herding cats.
The
Wait,
one
did you say
person
you
that
can't
claimed it
swim?
went crazy.
I can't swim. I can't swim, so I'm not going to go after him out in the seas.
You didn't know about that?
No, I knew Beans
Oh.
couldn't swim. I thought he said,
Wait, what?
He may not be able to swim, but he can sail the seven seas.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? Wait.
When
Wait,
he-
Beans, you don't know how to swim?
No, I don't.
Ah, fair. Cool.
Yeah, when he came to visit me in Hawaii, I was like, "What do you want to do? We're on an island, 1,000 miles away from any other land."
I got in the ocean as far as I could as far as I could walk before I got scared of falling 30 feet into the ocean.
Yeah, no, we had a great time.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get him some floaties?
Dude, the current would say "fuck you" to floaties.
I think we did to fuck with you, but I don't think they ever came out of the wrapper. I can't remember. It was so long ago.
Please tell me you
No,
bought all
they
my
came out of the
kids'
wrapper.
floaties.
I walked into the Irish bar with floaties on.
Oh yeah, shout out O'Toole's. I
Please
missed
tell
that
me
place.
please tell me it was like kiddie floaties, like very small. They have like
Absolutely.
Dora the
Like-
Explorer or something on them.
They don't
Not
make man floaties.
They definitely had
could.
kid patterns on them, but we had to get like the biggest kid floaties that we could get because I don't know, like I'm an adult that's oversized, so floaties don't necessarily fit around my arm the greatest. By the end of the night, they were just like on the outside of my elbow.
They
They probably-
sell adult floaties, by the way.
They probably made good elbow pads for like when you're chilling.
Just drop the people's elbow with the floaty.
No, like putting your arm up on the bar, like, hey guys, and like the floaties there padding.
Nice.
I never sat when we were at that bar. It was I was either
Yeah.
serving drinks or playing darts.
Nice.
Yeah, that bar had a way of sucking you into working there.
Did you get like free drinks or something if you worked there?
Definitely did not get paid.
Yeah, well, I assume that.
So they had $4 pints of Killian's Irish Red, so it was already super cheap beer. And then I don't think we ever paid for a whiskey shot. And if you stayed and cleaned and helped out, they closed at 2. And as long as you were cleaning the bar, you got free drinks up until 5 a.m.
Man, that sounds like great ideas and bad decisions.
Oh yeah, the bar was never clean, but we tried the first 45 minutes into it. All right, exciting show today. Do we want to take off with the demise of South Korea or tech news?
Let's start with South Korea.
Okay, so this all happened today. This is for us. This is breaking news. It started and resolved in the span of a business day. The president of South Korea declared martial law this morning because the opposing future electorate or whatever, his replacement, he doesn't like, and he tried to link her to North Korea, declared martial law, and then tried to have her arrested. The military showed up to his palace and basically put up guard so that he couldn't leave, putting him on house arrest, while in tandem, their Congress, 190-seat Congress, voted to repeal the martial law and voted to impeach him out, all in the span of business day.
And wasn't it 190 to 0?
190 to 0.
Wait, I didn't know they also voted to impeach him. I just knew about the repeal and the martial law, but it kind of tracks.
They voted to start the impeachment process.
Oh.
But he put the entire country under martial law, shut the internet down for a few hours, like real martial law, not like, oh, he declared it and nothing happened. Like, people were panicking.
Damn.
Man, the League of Legends players must have been itching.
Yeah, you could have won StarCraft Online for like a 2-hour span today.
We could have been the best StarCraft 2 players in the entire world
For
2 hours.
a few minutes, yeah.
If only we had known.
I
And
do not.
didn't have day jobs.
Yeah, I was watching it live, being like, "What is happening? This is hilarious."
Alright, so I want to talk about the elephant in the room just because our crowd may not know. Would you like to explain your beard to everybody?
Oh, so I was working on my amazing partner's truck,
I know, I love doing that.
and was working on the suspension. Something became less sprung loaded than it was, and it grabbed part of my beard. You could see the bald spot. It grabbed part of my beard and ripped it from my face, so I had to even things up a little bit.
It's a good look though for you. It's a good look, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's not a bad look. I still think that
It's-
just going with straight dick broom would have been good, but you know.
It's what's the most interesting thing about this is somehow your beard is more of an elephant in the room than South Korea almost becoming like not a thing.
I
Nah,
mean-
that was never gonna happen. Like, come on.
Like
Yeah,
I don't
It's
know.
freaking South Korea. There's
Yeah, like I get it, but like I like how it was. Man, South Korea declared martial law, and then it was all voted to repeal and impeach. And the big thing in this entirety of the world is Kain's beard.
Hey man, you almost lost K-pop.
His beard
No,
was in our immediacy.
Come
I
on,
will-
man. I need to get my 5 below, but like also that beard was glorious, okay? I'm just saying.
I
Dude.
will also say there are companies that have branches in the US, so they probably would have just migrated over to here.
Yeah, Samsung lost the ability to produce products that weren't military for like 2 hours.
Oh no.
Oh no,
I don't
they
know,
were
it-
still in business.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It
If
sounds to
only
me
they
like
could
all
get
that shit
earbuds.
got shut down real quick though.
Oh,
Like and
Immediately.
there was no chance, and there was no fucking chance that it was not going to, right? Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, I saw bits and pieces of news. I even have seen a couple memes so far on the whole South Korea thing, and I'm just like, huh, okay. And then I actually saw another meme about North Korea, which was pretty funny, which was like why are my friends laughing about this? And it was a picture of from space of North and South Korea, and North Korea was lit up like full on like full city lights or something like that, and everybody's laughing about it. And it's like, why is everybody laughing? And because typically the only thing that's actually lit up at night is the palace.
Yeah, it's
So there's only
Pyongyang.
there's only one dot of light.
Oh,
There
Oh.
he is.
We have a
Oh my
dread
god,
pirate.
the DreadPirate has arrived.
We're
You
recording,
made it
by the
through
way.
Seas.
Yeah. Yeah, we are recording. I can't wait for DreadPirate to be like, "Hello."
Yeah.
Actually, that's exactly what I'm waiting for
what
right
up,
now because there he is.
My experience with the South Korea almost falling was interesting because like I checked the news and was like, oh shit, South Korea declared martial law. Went to a meeting, checked the news, and was like, military storming South Korean government headquarters. And I was like, oh, shit's getting weird. Went to another meeting, came back, and was like, Parliament or Congress votes 190 to 0 to repeal martial law. And I was like, oh, they solved that quick. Went to another meeting and came back, and they're like, they're voting to impeach the president of South Korea. And I was like, fuck, man, this guy just couldn't win anything today.
No, and obviously, fucking South Korean politics slaps because
Yeah.
if that shit would have happened here, It'd be like 3 months before we actually make a decision.
Right?
It would have been longer than that because towards the end of making a decision, they would have all gone on vacation.
Yeah.
Very true. Are you wearing your micro wrestling hat?
Absolutely.
Oh, I love micro violence.
I figured if anybody was going to appreciate it, it would be you. Also, support your local micro wrestling shows. They
And if you
they
don't
got to
know what
hustle.
that
They got to
is-
hustle twice as hard, man. They got them little legs.
And if you don't know what it is so far, Google it. Let
Yeah.
the adventures of Google take you down that rabbit hole.
And if you hire midget tossing, let us know how it goes because we're seriously considering it.
Or if you
it
have
can't
hired
be that
midget tossing.
expensive.
Please let us know where you got them from.
Yeah, it's $350 for a 4-hour span, and they show up with the target and a little person in a Velcro suit.
Oh,
All
I
right,
thought-
boys. Whose birthday's next?
I
I
thought
don't
they
know,
did
man, but
that.
Christmas is coming up.
I think we can make this happen by the White Elephant Party.
I was gonna say, do we get? Oh man, this is gonna be bad. But like, if we're doing it for Christmas, are you gonna make them dress up as like elves or something?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, it's an elf on the shelf midget toss.
I love the. I love
We
the
are the
fact-
Lollipop Guild.
I love the fact that I hesitated because I'm like, "Ooh, is this too insensitive?" Then I remember the 4 of you. I'm like, "Nah, I could." Yeah.
I was
I mean,
about
it might-
That's rude.
For the record,
asking
we
if
love
dressing
little
me-
people.
Yeah.
we
That's what I was like-
support them in all of their endeavors. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
That's why I was like, "Oh, it's not. It's not. They know what I'm going at."
I felt like you just
That's
attacked all of us.
insensitive. That was
Yeah,
rude.
I feel a
Probably.
little insulted now, actually. Thanks.
You know, it's what I do.
Support the little people.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to tech news. It's been an interesting fucking week. Intel
Busy.
dropped 2 bangers of mid-range graphics cards. Mind you, reviews aren't in yet. But
See,
Intel's not known to embellish the graphs too much. If we get half of the performance gain, they're saying we're in a good place for the $300 graphics card price range.
Thank God.
under 300.
Yeah, they're competing against Nvidia's $300 4060, so that's why I'm getting it in that range.
So, are you sure it's just the 4060 though? Because I thought one of them was actually like a 16 gig VRAM or something like that. I thought that was pretty close to the 4070s as far as.
No, so the B580 and the B570 will only come in at 10 and 12 gig.
Huh.
So they're
okay.
only going to be competing with that 4060, or at least that's the benchmark they're comparing themselves to at the moment. So we'll see
What's-
what reality comes in at.
But they're
What's the
also
range?
saying
Battle Mage.
Battle Mage.
Battle
Um,
Mage is the nickname for it.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
Arc
yeah.
B580. But they're saying it's a 36% increase over a 4060 in rasterization and ray tracing. So even if we get a 20% increase, it's pushing on the doorstep of the 4070.
Yeah.
For $249 for the pricier one. I legitimately might pick one of these up just to try it out and then throw it on a wall.
I mean, it's
Okay.
it's
Yeah, you're right.
inexpensive enough.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was just fact checking. So 12 and 10. You're right. I thought I read something about a Battle Mage that was like 16 gig.
they're
That might have been a rumor because Battle Mage has been being thrown around for just
yeah.
about a year now. And it all started with their mobile CPU lineup that came out a year and a half ago or something like that. But I'm really interested to see how these actually compare once all the big tech sites really start doing the comparisons, because while they don't necessarily embellish their graphs too much, there's not a lot of material that they've used to test these for their graphs yet. I watched a thing earlier from Linus, and he was pretty much breaking it down that so far, like that 36% that Kain was talking about, they've only used 9 very specific gaming titles to generate that graph and those numbers, which that's fantastic and that's real, but that's still a small pool.
Yeah, but it was 9 ray tracing games. and I think there's like 20 ray tracing games. But yeah, and who knows? Maybe we'll get a B590.
I hope
That'd
that
be
these
dope.
actually come out with some actual use cases to them, because if that's the case, then that means they actually get a following and they actually get some support. Because when the ARC graphics cards first release, there's barely 1% on the fucking Steam use charts of those ARC's graphics cards, because they're just not good for the price point that they're at. So there's not going to be any improvement on those for software because of how underutilized they actually ended up being.
Yeah. I just don't think anybody wanted to jump ship to them yet. But when you're comparing sub $300 graphics cards right now, you got what, 7600 and the 4060. This is cheaper than both of them, and in theory has more power than both of them. So, and they fixed their drivers, which is ridiculous.
Right. And that was the other thing too, is when they came out, they were plagued with driver issues, and they've of course corrected that.
Let's see, what does the Steam survey say about ARC? There's a fuck ton of people using regular graphics card, like regular APUs. Fuck, it's not even on like the top 50.
Yeah, it's so underutilized.
Here we go. Really? So I guess it would fall under Intel. No, that's Iris Xe. It's not
That's an
even.
entirely
ARC
different-
right here. It is 0.18% in October.
Such a small fraction.
Of what ARC users?
Yeah.
You know, honestly, I've been thinking about making my my theater room computer into a SFF, right? So like small form factor build.
Yeah.
And I think the ARCs might work out pretty well for that, because if I remember right, they were pretty
They're
thin.
thin. Yeah.
They were normal size graphics cards. Let's not give Nvidia what they want. But yeah, they were like
Correct.
they were like
Normal size, like
1080 GTX
slot.
1080 size. Yeah.
1.5.
Well, the
Um,
only reason I'm considering that is because the 2080 Ti that I have in there is a Asus, and I'm pretty sure it's like a 2.5 slot card, so it might be a little too big for some of the cases.
Dude, do it. I'll throw in on it if you want to. I just want one of us to have it as a test bed. I'm down. I'll throw in some loot to get an ARC card. I just want to play with it for like a day or two. Try it on some games before we throw it in the theater PC.
Yeah, true. That's fair.
Either that, or we can just get that for something to have Pirate get started.
No, we don't want to do him like that, man. He's an adult. He could buy a 4070 or a 7900 XT.
I tried Pirate.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
That was
no,
too funny.
you got to do
Well,
better
no.
than that.
Build a small form factor and send it to him. I'm not against this plan.
Ah,
He's got this big old monitor and this tiny little computer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does
So-
travel a lot. It would work.
yeah, I do move a lot. So it looks like a much smaller
Buy a Steam
graphics
Deck at
card.
that point.
Yeah, I want to build a computer first. That was my logic when I bought my laptop, and that's the main reason I didn't build an actual desktop. It's because I was planning on traveling more.
Well, now
Yeah,
you could
that's
have both.
Now I
Yeah,
can-
see, when you're at home, you've got the desktop. When you travel, you take the laptop. It's good for some games, obviously.
Absolutely.
And when you international travel, you take the Steam Deck.
Dude, I'm putting Windows on my Steam Deck and I'm so fucking excited about it. Like, just so fucking excited about it.
Have they locked it? I don't have a Steam Deck and I haven't looked too much into it. Is it easy to install Windows to it since it has the Valve operating system built into it?
It's just an OS, just Linux. So you just wipe it and put Windows on it. It's an APU. It's a regular x86 processor with a graphics card built in, or graphics processors
Great.
built in. Yeah, it'd be the same as you buying like a 5600G, AMD 5600G. And then out of that, it's just motherboard, power, and then USB slots. A single one, because Valve and their infinite wisdom. But it does have a headphones jack, and I'm excited about it. And it's got all the good smells.
You mean it's not Bluetooth only?
Yeah, no, fuck that.
If cell phones can do it, handhelds can do it.
Bluetooth only is the reason that audio files exist. This is my conspiracy theory.
You have my attention. Go on.
I'm listening.
So back in the day when we were using Ventrilo and TeamSpeak, $20 headphones sounded good. They weren't great, but they sounded good. And
I mean, the ones on your that Xbox gave you actually sounded pretty good.
Yeah. So you run into like, all right, that became the standard. And they built Bluetooth to push that bit rate, that standard, right? So then people that had good headphones, Bluetooth never updated their audio standard. So we're still working off like 2008, what was considered good back then. And now wired headphones are so much fucking better that if you're buying monitors and they're Bluetooth only, you're just throwing money in the trash.
I agree with that statement.
So I think Bluetooth is the reason audiophiles are so focused on this $200 wire audio cable. It's gold plated, and it's like, dude, it's the exact same fucking audio cable that everyone else has had since fucking Walkman were a thing.
But gold's not the best conductor.
It's gold plated. It's not conducting shit. It's conducting between the fucking jack and the fucking little dick shaped thing. That's it.
It's the rings on the fucking port that
Yeah.
you get your connectivity from.
It's conducting about as much data and electricity as the thickness of the plating.
All right. That's a theory.
All right. About to Google wire audio wires gold plated.
Oh, I was at Best Buy a few weeks ago and I found a $200 fucking headphones wire or speaker wire. Not speaker, not 3-pole, not speaker and mic, just speaker.
Mm-hmm.
Here we
The
go.
funny part is literally the only difference between like just a speaker wire and a speaker white combo wire is just the rings on the actual like port itself.
All right, I found it. AI overview is giving me some response here. So audio
Oh,
wires
great.
are often gold plated because gold is highly resistant to corrosion and oxidization, meaning it provides a stable, reliable electrical connection over time. So the idea is like you buy it once.
How
buy
many
high quality once.
how many fucking what is it, 1/8-inch jack have you replaced in the last 20 years?
I mean, do you mean how many I've replaced or how many I've actually just lost and had to buy another one?
Replaced due to
my
corrosion.
Computer system? None. For my music shit? They get worn out.
They break. They don't corrode. I've seen corroded ones, but it's super rare. And that's because some
You gotta
asshole.
work to get it corroded.
Yeah.
Like that's some dickhead that fucking spilt beer all over his shit, never cleaned it up, and then played 3 more shows with it.
Or just
and then
left
fucking yeah.
I
Gotta
just
go down and
left
angry
it out in their
with it.
outdoor garage in Florida.
I blame the asshole that brings his speaker and guitar setup to the beach.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
He always knows Wonderwall.
Everyone knows Wonderwall. That's the new song that cannot be played when you go into a guitar center.
Yeah, when you walk into a Guitar Center and play Stairway to Heaven, everybody's like, "Oh, thank God."
Yeah.
That's when you know you have a fucking problem.
This is the same page. Okay.
Um.
Heard
All
that shit
right.
overseas. It's like, why do you know that song?
Right.
You don't even speak good English. You still know that song.
I got one for you guys. Pick up Warcraft 1 and 2 off GOG.
How much are they?
It's like $12 for both. Do you want?
Like,
so here's
The
my reasoning
original
behind it.
Warcraft, or are we
Warcraft,
going back to classic.
Warcraft 1 and 2, the original ones.
Okay.
So
When it was still an RPG.
no, I'm talking top down.
Oh.
Warcraft 3 was an RPG. These were top-down RTS games. The reason I'm saying that is they have spent years updating it for graphics, updating it for modern monitors, updating it for modern systems. And now that Blizzard has released their remastered, they are currently suing GOG to have it delisted. And the reason isn't because they want to sell more remastered. It's because you get a actual executable file when you buy it off GOG instead of having to download a downloader.
Yep.
So it is a permanent game that you will own, that if Blizzard and, my hopes and dreams ever goes down, you will own this game forever. It's essentially having the CD.
Isn't that like all of GOG though? Is actually having physical or downloadable executable launchers for all their shit?
Yep. That's
So not only do you get their launcher, but you like when you download the game, but you also get the individual launcher and save it to your shit, so it can just install whenever.
you can put it on a thumb drive, mark it Warcraft 1 and 2, throw it in a bin. Yeah, fuck Blizzard. Fuck Activision. Kind of fuck Microsoft.
Oh man, this is like truly top down. This is like some fucking
It's
less than Stardew Valley style graphics going on here.
yeah, they came out before StarCraft 1.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, these look worse than StarCraft 1. Or maybe the screenshots aren't the best. I don't know.
Is it Warcraft Orcs and Humans? Which one are you talking about?
Warcraft 1 and 2 bundle. It said good old game.
Yeah.
1 and 2 bundle.
Yeah, I'll put the link in chat.
I was getting ready to do that.
So I found it in GOG, but it's not something that looks like I can get.
You should have
my-
till I think the 19th or something.
God, this takes me back to 1998.
Oh, there it is.
$15. My bad.
Nope, can't afford it.
Got to grind, my man. Get on that grind set. Become a Sigma male.
Gosh, look at those graphics. Holy shit.
It's the good old days.
Wait a sec. Jesus, how top down. Oh my God.
Now, I'm not saying Warcraft 1 is a good game. I'm just saying you should get it for preservation purposes. Warcraft 2 was a good game. Warcraft 1 is the slowest paced thing I've seen. It moves like pond water. But yeah, I think everybody should pick it up.
Wow.
Oh, what else we got?
All right, now I'm done falling down the rabbit hole.
Speaking of no offense, older games.
Know what you got to
It
say?
I don't know.
bro?
Until you
I
said
don't-
that.
Yeah. What was it? Y'all were talking about the new. It's either a new expansion or they're re-releasing like the L5R. I guess it's the minis,
Oh,
like miniature game.
The board game?
this
yeah,
is
it's like the Warhammer-esque game, right?
this is an all new game.
Wait, is
Mhm.
Fantasy Flight okay with this?
Fantasy Flight's releasing it.
That doesn't answer my question.
This is an all new thing. Why won't it let me open this fucking link? Here, I'll throw it in the Discord. So back in the early days, in what I like to call the dark period, you used to be able to buy minis. Jesus, that link is huge. Oh, because it's like doing it through a Facebook link. Gay. Just look up L5R. What's it called? Look up L5R. Legend of the Five. Yeah, just go to legendofthefiverings.com.
Mhm.
So back in the dark times, when Games Workshop wasn't the beast it was now or is now, and tabletop strategy games ruled the earth. L5R and
shit.
Legend of the Burning Sands, thank you, had a tabletop game, like a tabletop tactical game. So Fantasy Flight, in their infinite wisdom, brought it back.
Do you think it'd be fun?
I don't know if I want to buy a whole army and paint it. I really want to because fucking Kasada looks sick on their splash page. Like that.
They got Totori,
Yeah.
Tagashi Mitsu,
They got everybody. Kasada,
Isawa Kaede.
Skeletal Warrior. So I might pick up an army if it picks up.
Supposed to be Clan Wars.
It is Clan Wars. They're calling it Champions of Rokugan, but it's Clan Wars.
Yeah, it is Clan Wars books. It's like a re-release of they're re-releasing the storyline of Legend of the Five Rings.
Well, this one's going to be just champions that are from the original stories. This isn't going to be their rewritten story. This is the OG story that they're releasing. And
But that's what I mean. It's a re-release of the originals.
Yeah, but you could have Kasada fighting Akoto. Like, you don't have to stay, time specific, like you did in Clan Wars. So you can build a Tagashi army, and I could build the names are losing on me, like a Doji Uji army.
Mm-hmm.
And we can fight two vastly different timelines, almost 500 years apart, but we could fight those two armies.
And they're redoing the role-playing game?
5th edition's been out for a while. There's a weird thing. They released the book in a very small batch, and then you can get all the PDFs online, and they keep only releasing PDFs, not printed books. But it's not D10. It's its own little system that they came up with. It sucks.
It looks like you can buy the book on this site.
Yeah, and then they send you a PDF. Because I bought it directly from this site.
Oh. Well,
That's crazy. I
dumb.
remember when the book was on the shelf when this thing first came out, and it just
Yeah.
did not get a good following.
No, it was a shitty system.
Yeah, it was just not set up well.
But as far as like, they got new novels, which is cool. I think I'm gonna pick some of these up. Hopefully they're good. But as far as the RPG game, it's mostly all digital, and it's okay. It's not D10 system.
And you're talking about the board game, right?
No. Go to the role playing game.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I linked the specific thing in chat.
Don't yell at me.
Oh, okay, fair. So, was
ahead.
this miniature game? Because board game to me, it's like the tabletop miniature game. Was it fun? Was it good?
I came
These are two
in-
separate questions.
3rd edition was really good. It was very story-based.
No, he's asking about Clan Wars.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Or whatever the miniature, like Warhammer-esque thing, because that's the only thing I can think of.
So we never played with minis when we did the tabletop.
I don't know anybody who
version
played with them.
of L5R back in the day. We played it very much kind of like D&D, where you had your character sheets and you played through a curated game that was ran by someone.
I
And the world and the detail in the books that we had then was really, really good.
I played maybe 2 games of the Clan Wars games before it died out and they pulled support for it. It was okay. That's the best I got. It wasn't Warhammer.
So is this something we're just like, oh, this is really cool, and then we're not going to touch?
I'll probably pick some up just to support it to keep the story going.
They even got the Tomb of Ichiban on here, hardcover.
I mean, they're actually bringing back Shadowlands in this, so you have my attention.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll spend the time to paint them all, but I'll probably, depending on the price, if I could pick up an army for like $100, I'll pick up an army.
What is fifth edition? What is the 5th edition open source SRD rule set? What's that mean?
That's the PDFs that they put out.
And that's a
Okay.
standard rule set
Yeah.
Okay.
for 5th edition.
It's a bad system. Play 4th edition or 3rd edition. Don't play 2nd edition. It's just like D&D. It's essentially
Third
D10
edition is
version
where
of THACO.
3rd edition was
Yeah.
still my favorite.
3rd edition was the best. 4th edition's easier to find.
I think I still have a couple of my 3rd edition books.
Dude, I still have
storage.
the clan books.
Yeah, I don't have any of the material for this anymore, with the exception of like my old decks.
I think I might have Oriental Adventures even on D&D, but that was the shitty D20 system.
And Wizards is bringing it back.
Are they really?
Yeah.
The first one wasn't great.
No, D20 doesn't work with that storyline.
No.
D10s, man, that was such an awesome system.
Yeah, it was cool because you could be like, so listeners know the max rank you could be was 8, but if you were rank 8, essentially level 8, you were a god. But it didn't matter because a rank 1 person could murder you with well-placed shot.
Wait,
Just
what game
like
is this?
turned off. The D10 system, you've played it.
Oh, yeah.
I think you
Yeah,
got beheaded on your first session.
You get lucky enough to get enough exploding 10s. You can
Was
do
that
whatever you
you're
want,
talking about
baby.
3.5? That's
oh.
the
You're asking about the D20 system. Yeah, it was late 3rd edition, early 3.5 edition.
oh cool. The D10. I'm down to play a D10 edition thing.
But yeah, it was, the D10 system was a good system because you weren't invincible at a certain level. Like, you could get fucked up by a peasant if that peasant had enough motivation.
Enough luck.
Yeah.
Luck was a real thing in that game, and it mattered. Like in the physical world.
Yeah. Durka, we've talked about Arc. I have one more thing to talk about if you guys want to talk about something else.
Ooh, I got an STL that I'm gonna download of that go to. I'm gonna email you, Kain.
Okay. Is it this a resin print or an FDM print?
I
I guess it depends on how big you want it.
Yeah, let me find out.
My resin printer, I just need to spend like 2 hours getting everything set up and it's ready to go again. It's just so much work to resin print.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just setup isn't bad, but finalizing is such a pain in the dick. All right. Do you guys want to talk about the NZXT thing? Because I have not been paying attention to it.
All right. So, for those who are familiar with NZXT and being the company that sells pre-builds and all that kind of stuff, they have recently, and I say recently, it's been a few months now, but they now have a subscription package to where if you don't want to drop the $1,000 to $3,000 to buy a pre-built from them, you can now rent a computer tower from them. But in doing all of this, they have implemented so many bad business practices where they are lying blatantly in front of you and They have all this promo material on their website that it's no contracts. They have people on YouTube that are paid sponsors that are running through this script, that there's no contracts, there's no terms and agreements. You rent it for however long you want, you return it with no issues, when in fact it's all blatantly false. The equipment that you rent versus what you could buy is drastically different. If you have a $1,500 pre-built machine that you're looking at, for example, where you have a modernized graphics card in it, for example, let's say it comes with a 4060, and then you decide that you don't want to purchase that, you would rather rent it. If you don't look closely at the system that you're getting, when you hit the subscribe button over versus own, it'll change it from a 4060 Ti Super to a 4060 base model, and still give you the same catalog name that you're going to be renting versus the purchase. And then in your terms and agreements for the contract that you sign, you are pretty much being forced to give away all of your documents, all of your materials that you put on the computer for them to use at their discretion to sell your content, to sell your information. And it is just one bad, what's the word I'm trying to use?
Deal.
Yeah. They're just essentially blatantly lying and mildly getting away with it up until about 2 days ago, where they got put on blast by a bunch of different companies now.
I was watching the Gamers Nexus video about it.
Yeah.
I paused it a while ago, and the screen that I paused it on is them going through the document that you have to sign, and it says we are not liable if this thing explodes and kills anybody.
Right.
Fair.
No, we will send you this pre-built machine. If anything happens, it's your fault.
Mm-hmm. And if you have any issues with it, you can't really do any warranty claims because it's on you for some sort of mishandling or something of the sorts.
So to build effectively the system I have right now would cost the average person about $1,800. Or if you go to NZXT's website and rent it monthly, keyword, you don't get to keep this fucker. It is 2 years, and if you just save up the $180 a month, in 11 months, you could build this system.
Or that 2-year contract that you just signed, you're pretty much paying for that machine twice over.
Yeah.
Which at that point, just put it on a credit card. Like, you're going to pay that same amount of money or less in interest.
And also, they're not top of the line machines. A lot of those components are years old already.
Right.
On the lower end, on the more modern end, they're not too bad.
Yeah, but build that machine on their website with the intent of purchasing it, and then you should be able to just hit subscribe instead of purchase. And when you look at the details of what comes in that computer, it changes. It's no longer the same machine.
So I built a 15700K 4070 Ti DDR5 6000 mega transfers with a 1 terabyte hard drive or SSD. Roughly $1,500. Hit subscribe, and it changes it to a 13700K and 5600 mega transfers per second RAM for $180 a month. So yeah, they're downgrading you they're not being clear on them downgrading you. There is a specification that shows it downgrading. I don't know if this has changed in the last 2 days since this broke. But yeah, it's just not worth it because you're renting it. If it was rent to own, I could see people doing this because they want it now and they don't want to save up. This isn't that bad. This isn't any more scummy than those rent-to-own car places or rim places. You're gonna spend. You're basically gonna end up at 100% interest.
I would
But-
actually argue that, like on the financial side, yes, it's kind of the same as those rent-to-own places where you can go purchase a computer or a mattress set or something like that, and you're going to pay an absorbent amount of fucking money before you own it. But the difference is that TV or that mattress set or that refrigerator that you get from those places doesn't have your private information on it.
Yeah,
This tower that you rent from them, you put your private information in it because you're going to be doing your banking. You're going to be doing, you're going to be giving out your emails. You're going to be signing up for Steam, for GOG, whatever gaming platforms you use, and they log all of that information of yours. It is in the contract that you write that anything on that machine is not yours. It's theirs at that point. And even if you return the machine and you wipe the hard drive, they can just still get that information off the hard drive. And you might think that that's kind of a lot of work. Why would they go through that? Is because they make so much money from selling your private information that they can just fucking rebuild that hard drive and get that info out of it.
yeah, and it's not a lot of work. I used to do it all the time when I worked for the government.
Case in point.
Yeah, it's just not. We used a DVD because that's what was in vogue at the time, but it transfers over to a USB stick. Even easier because then you don't have to have a separate device to save everything on. You just plug in a USB, run your hack script, pull everything, and then walk away. Usually shoot the hard drive a couple times so they can't tell that you ripped everything. Because the American government is terrifying when you piss them off. Yeah, no, this is. I'm not saying that it's a good deal. I'm just saying it's no better than the rent-to-own places, except that you don't get to own it.
Yeah. No, but even if you decide that you want to own a machine after you rent it, you still have to return that tower and then make another purchase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not cool.
And I really, really hope that they get dragged through the fucking mud at this point, because like I will no longer be supporting that company. I won't be buying their AIOs. I won't be buying any of their products because honestly, they don't make anything that I can't get from another company at this point. And their software really isn't the greatest. But my biggest fear is that if this actually catches some traction, you'll have other companies
Pulling the same shit.
Yeah, doing the exact same shit where now they're renting you all of this hardware, and we're in the same boat as like our video games. We don't own any of it.
Oh, hey, we can rent these idiots older software for a premium, and
Hardware.
they will hardware. Yeah, thank you for a premium, and they won't end up buying actual product, and we'll make more money.
Well, I mean, it might have actually made more sense if NZXT went for like a rent-to-own style thing, right? So like, it would essentially be their own version of financing a machine that you could use now and pay for over time. But they didn't do that.
Yeah, if it was rent to own, this would be a completely different conversation. It would be us bitching about the absorbent cost you're paying for rent to own. But then again, it wouldn't be any different than Rent a Center or whatever. Unless you live in Chicago, Rent a Center is a bad deal. And that's no hate on Chicago. This is one of the few like perks of Chicago. The way their laws work, you could walk into a Rent a Center, rent to own something, and then just not pay them, and they are not legally allowed to repossess that thing.
Damn.
Yeah.
Insane.
Why they have Rent a Centers in Chicago still? Who knows?
Right,
Because somehow they probably still make some money. I don't know.
Yeah.
maybe.
I don't know.
But
I don't know.
what's kind of worse than all this is like when it's happening, it's like it's holiday season, and you know there's people that aren't tech savvy or computer savvy or anything, and like it's like a mom or a dad or someone's like, oh, I could rent my kid a computer instead of having to like outright buy it and everything. It's
So
just even preying on those people.
That's exactly who it's preying on, and younger kids who don't make a lot of money but still want a nice computer.
I just found a use case for this.
The
So
NZXT thing or the Rhino Center thing?
the NZXT thing.
Okay.
So LAN parties. I know they're not a thing anymore. You can hate on me for all my old age, but for $259, because it says you could return anytime, no cost cancellations. So if you're headed to Wayland, right, in the good old country of Canada, for $259, they will ship you the computer, keyboard, mouse, screen, headphones. Ship it to anywhere you fucking want, and it'll be there when you get there. You play on it, you return it. I would spend more money shipping all my stuff than $259 for doing this, but I don't have the money to go to Wayland, so
Well, but also remember that the cancellation website just takes you to a 404 error. You can't actually cancel your rental.
then they
That was
might.
part of the thing. That was part of the thing covered in the game or game
The
rant
Gamer
video.
Nexus thing. Yep.
Yeah, Gamer Nexus. Is they were basically like, yeah, you can go ahead and rent this, and it's $259 a month. But then when you try to go cancel your rental, it takes you to a page that just provides a 404 error. Like you can't even cancel it.
So that sucks.
So here's what you do. Here's what you actually do. You go ahead and rent a system, and then you tell your bank to stop payments on it because you can't actually cancel it, and then you just keep the system.
yeah, because NZXT is not going to show up to your house to repo this thing.
Yeah. What the
No,
fuck
but
are they
it's in
gonna do?
it's in the contract that you sign with them that if you miss 1 month, they immediately send you to collections.
And you can dispute that because you can't cancel it, so you stop
Mhm.
paying it.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to spend a couple $100 on a lawyer to win that, but it'd be an easy case to win.
And then you just take a video or screen
But you
record
know
whenever you're
what?
trying to cancel, and it goes to a
But
404.
But you know what? A couple $100 on a lawyer is still cheaper than the $15,000 that you'd pay over time.
Right.
Not owning the system.
You're not wrong. They don't support Canada. Okay. I was getting ready to bring that up because Canada has pretty strong consumer protections. So I was gonna say that the Canadian government's about
Good day, sir.
bin ZXT, but they don't support Canada or Alaska or Hawaii.
Oh,
Only-
even better.
Only the
get it-
continuous 48.
Get it shipped somewhere right at the border. Pick it up. Take it across lines with you.
Don't know if it's like this at every Canadian border crossing, but the two I've gone through had mailboxes that you could ship to. They were like very similar to the Amazon thing where you just have a code and a QR that they scan, and it unlocks it for you, and you can get your things and walk across the border with it.
Nice.
Yeah, this is fucked. And so I've always had a thing to dig on NZXT. Specifically because I originally didn't like them because they are a brother or sister company to iBuyPower, and I fucking hate that company. But yeah, I was gonna bring that up, but Scorch talked me into going with NZXT for a lot of stuff on a computer I built like 7 or 8 years ago, and it was good, high quality stuff. When we got it, they had good name recognition, good brand recognition, good support and stuff like that, and then they just went way downhill, just
So
tanked.
I don't know if you remember. What was it, like 2 years ago? And I think we discussed this on a previous cast. Was that the owner and operator, like the CEO of NZXT, was transferred over to like his brother?
Yeah, because he owned iBuyPower.
Yep. And I guess it went downhill since then. So like that guy walked in and basically just like fucked everything up.
That doesn't
So
surprise me.
I no longer buy NZXT AIOs, which were at one point in time one of the better ones on the market, because now almost all of them come with some pump noise to them after like 2 weeks of using them. Doesn't matter what speed you run them at. Like they have like a thing. If you turn the software off, the pump quiets down, which is weird, right?
Yeah.
but then nothing's actually controlling the pump or fins anymore. So like they're just running on default settings. So I mean, like there's some weird shit that's been happening with NZXT, and I'm honestly a little disappointed because like some of their products are kind of amazing.
Their power sources are dope. I've heard nothing
for
but good
now.
things. Yeah, for now.
For now, right? But I mean, like, I don't
But
know.
again-
I feel overall as a quality, they've started to decline.
Even their power sources, even if it's a good product, like it's nothing better than other company products that you can get for the same price point.
No, and it's always been that way. NZXT always kind of had a premium attached to them because it was doctored up I buy power shit. I'm trying to build my computer that I'm currently sitting at on iBuyPower to see what they have. Okay. Oh, I can't build my computer on iBuyPower. Fun. What's equivalent to a 7700X? 14900K? 14700K?
7700X would probably be 1400. 149. Because that was the competitor at the time.
They just don't sell 4070 Ti's apparently.
Well, no, because they stopped manufacturing them. So why would iBuyPower
Yeah.
continue to? They probably don't have stock on them anymore either.
So going with, hold on, let's do a 4070 Ti, 7700X. Yep, nope, you can't do that. So iBuyPower, you could effectively get my computer with a nicer case for about what I paid for my computer. But that's with Christmas discounts. You're basically throwing an extra $500 in the hole if you do it without Christmas discounts. It's not bad. iBuyPower is just a shit company. I've never had good luck working with them. But yeah, fuck NZXT. I'm all about it. I don't even care the reason why. I'm just gonna jump on this ship and help burn the bridges.
Well, I mean, let's be fair. When was the last time any of us actually bought any of their products?
I mean, the last product that I got from them was an AIO, and honestly, the AIO I have hardware wise has been doing a phenomenal job cooling my system, but their software is dog shit. It was absolutely great when I first got this system. When I first built my system, fucking 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago now, and the software just is not holding up anymore.
Has it been that long?
Yeah,
He's ready for an upgrade.
I was
One
at my
of
last
us.
house
One of us. One of us.
when you came over and we built this tower.
I could have swore that we just put new parts in. Like we went and got the Micro Center bundle for you.
Yeah, but that's CPU.
Oh yeah, I mean the rest of the hardware is still the same. Good point.
Yeah.
That was Mobo CPU RAM.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I
Never
don't
mind.
think I ever bought anything. I buy.
iBuyPower, they're not. When World of Warcraft first dropped, they were a big Alienware competitor for half the price. And
I will never not be able to separate iBuyPower and Big Lots.
yeah.
I am 99% positive that my my PSU here is a not power supply unit, but the UPS is an iBuyPower one. But you know what?
Yeah.
I've had it. Yeah, uninterrupted power supply,
Oh, gotcha.
backup battery for everybody else.
For us plebeians, backup battery.
It didn't even occur to me that somebody wouldn't know what it was. I deal with them every day at work.
I'm still a heathen that just raw dogs it into the wall.
Nice. Glory hole in it, huh?
Hey, one of the holes will keep it powered.
Oh, thank God you don't have any brownouts or blackouts.
I got
Then
pretty
again-
good home.
Then again, you don't leave yours on 24/7 like the rest of us heathens
No,
do.
I'm not
so-
a monster.
Yeah, I am a monster. My shit's on all the fucking time. Like all the time.
I can't
I-
anymore.
No.
My
Oh, gee.
my new spicy screen lights up my house.
Mhm.
I don't know if
Mhm.
DreadPirate knows about the new screen.
I don't think he
No.
does.
Hold on. Let me
It is
pull
a
it up.
recent acquisition.
What you got?
I think it's
Somebody
You
got
know-
a new toy.
I don't
Someone did.
have the box anymore. It was a G8, right? No.
Yeah.
G7.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Odyssey Neo G7. I'll throw the link in the
43
chat.
inch?
Yeah,
I thought it was
it's
44.
43-inch? God
it's big, my man. It's big and it's so bright that I had to turn the brightness down to half because it hurt to look at. It is effectively 4 24-inch screens.
When my partner went over to his house and saw that thing, the first thing that comes out of her mouth is like, "This is stupid."
Dude, it's so big, DreadPirate, that it looks like it's curved reversed way because it's like noticeable difference in distance from the edges to the center.
You also came from a curved monitor to that big
Yeah.
ass flat thing.
Yeah, Pirate. Just imagine your TV
Yeah.
in front
Yeah.
of you right now. No, in front of you right now instead of your shiny new monitor.
He sits further back than I do. This is literally like
He does.
I'm like 3 feet from my screen. maybe 2.5.
Thank goodness for 4K resolution, because now we don't have to get glasses from sitting that close.
It's made 1080p gaming shitty. I have to play in windowed mode, otherwise you could see the pixels. It's the worst. It is ruined me.
Buddy, you can afford to go to 1440 now.
I was at 1440. My 32-inch curved was 1440, and I didn't want to go up to 4K. And I
You
was
don't
like,
have to go down to 1080.
no. But like games that only, because I play a lot of retro games, so games that only support 1080. They look like shit on this because it's using 4 pixels for every single pixel, and you're just like, and scalers never look good.
That's why you got the Steam Deck. I mean,
Yeah, I'm super excited for Windows on the Steam Deck. I know it's going to be a pain in the ass. I'm going to cuss a lot, but I'm super excited for it. Also, I got the white one, and nothing about it is white except the part I don't see.
I thought they only came in the white, like with the white backplate.
Maybe. I have no idea because I don't see the backplate. The
Yeah,
front
not
of the
like a
stand is black. Like the inch and a half of stand I can see is black, but the back, if I look at it at an angle, I can see the white. It's also got a weird little RGB thing on the back that I immediately turned off. But yeah, it's bigger than I was expecting. Good speakers too. Definitely highly recommend if you need a giant screen and you're old. And it comes with a KVM, even though I have a really nice KVM.
Why do you need a giant screen and to be old to have a giant screen? I'm just curious now. Like,
Because I run everything at 1080, so it's all big text. I actually had to turn the scale up on the 4K because my start button was like 2 millimeters. So I had to scale everything to 150.
Stupid.
This was
hilarious.
this was meant to be mounted on a wall and used as a TV.
My favorite part about that screen is when Kain was setting up, he'd go to he had to right click to get to a settings menu, and everything was super tiny, but that one setting screen, and it's like a little one, it was like a quarter of the monitor, which is hilarious. It's like that one thing was super massive, and there's no way to change the size of it.
That fixed itself.
Oh.
Once Windows found out I was at 4K, it fixed itself. Took one reboot. It was hilarious though, because I spent maybe 30 minutes in settings trying to fix it.
He was like, how the fuck do I do this? Great.
Yeah. Back to fucking ZXT. Put them in with fucking Nintendo, even though I hate them for completely different reasons.
Man, who would have thought, like, because, everyone's saying, like, oh, Intel's dying, Intel's, like, whatever. And now we're like, oh, that's a pretty cool graphics card. And then another company's biting the dust.
I don't expect Celestial to exist the next generation because the CEO of Intel just got fired. Well, he got told to step down.
Yeah.
And he was
Which
the one
is-
that was pushing for this. So whatever puppet they put in to try to get more money. And I read an article, I don't know how true this is, but apparently their profit margin was staying stable while he was the CEO because he was spending all their extra profit margin not on growth, he was spending it on fixing Intel.
So doing good things.
Yeah, apparently he fixed a
So-
lot of shit, but because their profit margin wasn't where they wanted it, they sacked his ass.
So they're mad that they didn't make more money, but the company was being fixed. So they'd rather have their company not be
Yeah,
fixed to make more money.
I'd be curious just for the sake of it to kind of look into that a little bit more, because the few articles I have found was stating that Intel was losing profit margins since he took reign.
So unless profits
yeah.
are going up, they're losing money. Is most business people.
Yes. So he was losing profits, sure, but he was creating stability,
Yeah,
right?
he-
So like, they're not making any more money on their products because they're not pushing new products or pushing, paid updates or whatever.
Right.
And he was spending money on fixing shit that was broken. So in order to make profits, you have to either reduce your workforce, which is the easiest way to show a higher profit, or produce something new that people buy. That's like the only two things you can really do anymore.
yeah.
Yeah. Fair.
So late 2021, when he took over, they had a 0.47 profit increase at 43.81 billion. 2022, they had a 26.88 billion profit noted at a 38% decline. 2023, they had a 21.71 profit. And then their net profit for 2024 is 24 billion ish. So he was stabilizing profit margins, but if you're not seeing growth, you're losing money in the business world.
Yeah,
So-
I get that.
Yeah. Even still with a profit margin of 25 billion. Like, sure, they
Right?
didn't make 40 billion, but like,
I mean,
but
when you're greedy,
it was a decrease from the year before. So fuck you, I guess. I don't know. I hate the mentality of a lot of people in business at this point. Like, a lot of companies that I've talked to or been in, etc., are like, if we're not increasing our numbers, we're not doing the right thing. It's like, dude, if you maintain the same profit you made like for the last 2 years, or at least have like a running average for 10, I think you're doing pretty freaking good because everybody's still getting paid, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, since 2009, there's been a couple jumps, but the dividend returns have basically been stable at around $6,000 a quarter. So I'm not going to complain about $6,000 a quarter. Like, quit your bitching.
$6,000 a quarter.
Yeah, that's if you could receive dividends from Intel.
Oh, the dividends. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, if they only profited $6,000 a quarter, that's actually kind of a problem.
But yeah, it's hopefully they put in somebody good because I don't want to see Intel go away. Just like I don't want to see Nvidia go away. But also like it's business people trying to do business things.
I don't think Intel's ever going to go away, though. Like, who's
Oh,
going to
no.
replace them? Maybe somebody will buy them out and change the name, but it'll be the same product.
Yeah, and they overcorrected after 9th gen and started just pumping power into their processors to try to get increase year over year or generation over generation. And they decided with their current gen to try to stay stable and just decrease power usage because we went from what was 7th gen i7s like fucking 80
65
watts.
watt.
Yeah. And now you're looking at 380 watts. Like, come on, man. That's not tenable.
No, I mean, what are we putting out? Threadrippers now? Let's go.
Yeah. Fucking. By the way, the new Threadripper's sick, but I don't got 20 grand to buy one. Yeah. But I like the way they're trending. Because they're actually trying to bring power usage down, which will help everybody because our electricity bills aren't getting cheaper.
Oh my god, no, utilities are just going more and more up.
And I think I run you took number 3 computer. So I have 4 computers on maybe 6 hours a day, not including laptops. So it is a legit power usage thing for me.
Yeah, at this point, I only have 2 running. And even then, once we, get that server figured out, it's probably going to get a lower grade power supply in it because it only needs so much to actually run the motherboard and processor.
Yeah, I think it's only got a 550 in it. And it's a relatively new 550. So if someone needs a 550 or a 650 or whatever's in it, fucking take it.
Yeah. But looking at it right now, right? So, like, the one benefit of having this EPS is that I can actually see what the watt draw is, like, at present.
Oh, nice.
And sitting here with you guys doing this with, basically nothing going on is about 230 watts.
Yeah, so let's throw like a cheap Chinese 350 in that bitch.
Oh no, not that computer. My computer, my gaming computer. When I'm gaming, I'm pushing upwards of like 400 to 500 watts.
Yeah.
But it's doing things then. It's being crazy.
It is making the ones and zeros go.
All of them, yes.
Just in constant repetition.
Who the fuck is mess? Oh, our boys are talking about guns.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Also, I learned that if you microwave an SSD, it erases everything permanently. Because I mentioned degassing or degaussing, and then I was like, I don't know if that works on SSDs. Doesn't, but microwaves do.
Oh,
Or
what
you
on the
nuke
volatile
a
memory?
fucking minute?
The
I mean,
NVMe.
at the end of the day, you get the same result. The whole fucking thing just
Yeah.
doesn't work anymore.
Hey, you know what else does that? Fire.
Yeah, but then I can't return it as a solid component.
Oh, fair.
You might not, to be fair, after microwaving it either.
Yeah, you just put it in for like 30 seconds. Why are you on Newegg, my man? Get the
don't know.
fuck off Newegg. Go to what is
Don't
it?
remember.
PC part picker.
I don't remember how I got to Newegg, but I got to Newegg and I went down a hole.
No.
Oh, you're doing a new egg builder?
Oh, Corsair was actually the other company I was thinking of because they were helping NZXT put together this plan to get a test run for it because they were another company that was going to be doing another subscription package like them.
Were
Oh,
they
shit.
really? Oh shit!
Oh man.
Don't
That was
do.
like
Same exact thing.
I have like most of my build is Corsair, so that's great.
Yeah, didn't Corsair also just buy Fanatec? Like all the sim racing stuff?
I believe so.
I don't know if it was Corsair. Double.
I thought it was Asus.
Thought it was.
No, I'm
Asus,
pretty sure it's Corsair.
I don't remember hearing anything about Asus purchasing another company.
No, Corsair Gaming Incorporated acquired Fanatec from Endor AG and
Yep.
so yeah.
All right,
All
boys.
the Fanatec stuff is Corsair's.
Time
Pirate.
to boycott everything and build our own shit from scratch.
Take this parts list that you just made and replicate it in Micro Center site and see what price point you're at.
Also, get rid of that
PC part picker.
7950. Get a 7800 X3D or a 9800 X3D. It's like $100 cheaper and a way better processor.
I already got off the.
And don't fuck with Asus. Pick a different motherboard.
Yep.
Other than that, everything looks good. I support it.
I used to talk a lot of shit about MSIs because of all their fucking bloatware, but
MSI's
MSI
doing
lately has
good
been-
though, man.
MSI has been such a good motherboard company lately.
They've been
They've been
solid.
kind of a good everything company.
They've been solid everything company, man. Not only is my monitor MSI, it runs really well even just with an HDMI cable. But my 4-year-old laptop still runs like a charm. The age issues here and there, but
Well, it's got a full fat 2070 in it, if I remember right.
it does.
Need to quit hitting my camera stand. Need to get a hacksaw and cut off this leg I keep hitting. I got like a full ring light camera thing going on now.
Aw.
Um,
Those big ones.
yeah, the fucking webcam that I use, if I put it on top of my screen, it looks like you're staring at my top of my head. The screen
why I
caused
couldn't-
so many problems.
That's why I couldn't put it on top of my screen either. You're gonna move that thing around a couple times.
Dude, I had to like redo my entire computer layout.
You've recently had to redo it a couple times.
Yeah, I'm gonna redo it again in March, so but I'm cutting this desk out and rebuilding the desks and everything in March.
That'll be a fun project.
Yeah, I got me a table saw for Christmas. So all right. My last subject, and then we gotta rely on you fools for subjects. New PSP.
Really? Oh wait, I've seen something about it.
Yeah. I am about to drop $3.99 to purchase this fucking thing. I probably won't even use it. I'm just gonna buy it to have it because I love my PSP. Hold on, it's over here hiding. I've had this thing hacked. It's a first gen PSP. I play Pokemon on it.
So
Is
Old,
it a-
old Pokemon.
Yeah, I Nuzlocke red, blue, and yellow.
Isn't the mod for that too was just like a battery pack replacement or something?
No, I had our buddy the Darkness modded out because he knew how to do everything, and he put in a different firmware.
Nice.
Completely new setup. It needs a battery pack. You can't play it off the cable. But
Well, so I
Eh.
remember way back when, several decades ago, possibly at this point, because I remember there was a thing where you could actually purchase a battery pack offline that was preset with mods in it and came with games. So you put the battery pack, you replace the battery pack in the PSP. Like this is the classic PSP, and it had just like thousands of like NES, Super Nintendo games, stuff like that, just like really old stuff in it. Because apparently the battery pack also works as a storage device. It has memory.
yeah, that is correct. Yeah, no, it's a cool little system. I love mine, and it's the only way to play the Chinatown GTA.
Nice. Hey, speaking of mods, Kain, have you heard of Doctor Mod?
Doctor Mod.
So
It's like a weird way to get a vasectomy.
yes, no. This is a pretty nice way of getting a relatively inexpensive reused console of your choice with any kind of mods on it.
Ooh,
You have to-
nice.
There is a way to contact them. I can tell you about it afterwards because I'm not going to talk about it on the stream. But you're talking like PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, Game Boy SPs, Nintendo Wii, Nintendo Wii U. He apparently has all the consoles that he fixes up and sends out, and it doesn't just come with the library that exists for that console, which is pretty freaking dope.
So that's cool. But my passion is in the modding. Like I want to,
Yeah, no,
I
I'm
want
not
to
saying
do
that
the
you can't.
soldering and stuff like that.
Nice. Okay. I was gonna say I'm not saying that you can't continue to improve it, but it would be potentially a good, not necessarily inexpensive, but I mean pretty close to what you might pay for like a used gaming system with like a bunch of games already with it if you go on like Etsy or some shit. So in like let's say the consoles, right? 360 or a Wii or a fucking PS2, you're looking in like the 200 to 300 range.
That ain't bad. That ain't bad at all.
No, not considering that it's like preset with some stuff, and you can actually even customize it further with them. So I'll drop you that information a little later.
I appreciate it. Ooh, they got HDMI kits. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reach out to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
They got an Arctic purple fucking case for this. Ooh. All right, I'm about to spend some money on my PSP.
I figured you might be excited.
You kids and your PSPs.
Honestly, dude, I have a PSP. It is not modded, and I have one game for it, and that is Dragon Quest 3.
I have
Or
Dragon
not
Quest 3 as
Dragon
well.
Quest.
No, I
Dragon
think I
Quest.
have 2.
Didn't they just redo Dragon Quest 3?
Oh, I'm sorry. Breath of Fire 3. That's what I have
Oh.
for it. Breath of Fire.
Good choice. And yes, they did just remake that game on the Switch.
I was about to say they just did that.
Dragon
Yeah,
Quest.
that's why I had it in my head. But it's definitely Breath of Fire 3, which I don't think they've remastered or done anything with since producing it on the PSP.
Have we hit the 10-year mark with it yet?
We're like in the 30-year mark with it almost.
The PSP's not that old.
No, but the game is, and all they did is reproduce it on PSP. Like they didn't mod it or anything. They didn't like make it updated or anything. They just
Fair.
ported it over, basically.
This is how long I've been playing Monster Hunter. Oh, there you
No,
go.
it's too bright, bro. It's too bright. Your screen's too bright.
Monster
What's up,
Hunter
Monster
2 on PSP. And a whole bunch of games if you ever want to borrow some and play them.
Oh, as if I ever play handhelds at this point.
Yeah, that's why I'm excited for the Steam Deck. I think I'll get more use out of it. What games do I have? I got Crisis Core,
Whoa.
Nice.
which
Dude,
I have
my
that on
Switch-
on PC too. So
My Switch has been sitting on its dock and has
Yeah.
not been touched for quite some time. And honestly, the only game I've really played on it is Dead Cells.
I'm right there with you. My Switch has been sitting on its dock since before I moved to Parts Unknown, Colorado.
See, me and my partner actually still play our Switch. My partner more than I, but
Well, the only reason I'm keeping it and I haven't gotten rid of it is when the Switch 2 comes out, a bunch of good mods are going to drop for it, and I want to snatch them up and mod the fuck out of it.
nice.
Yeah, that's also kind of my plan at this point. Like, if and when it becomes moddable, I'm basically going to do that.
It will become audible.
Yeah, the issue is there's so many hardware generations for the Switch. I'm not talking just like Switch and Switch OLED. They change the hardware like every year since the Switch released.
And the shitty part is it's not every hardware update that they've made hasn't necessarily been an upgrade either. Like when they changed plants of Taiwan, the hardware was just a little bit different.
Yeah. So you got to be
So, like-
real specific with your serial number when you get mods for the Switch.
Make sure you know which system you have before you start buying parts,
Fair enough.
because you're gonna break that shit quick.
But back to the new boy. PlayStation is releasing the new PlayStation handheld. It looks really cool. It looks like
Are they releasing like a gray version to pay homage to the old PlayStation? That'd be
Good.
fucking dope.
I mean, they've already released the PS5 30th anniversary or whatever.
I know,
so
but if they did like an old fucking like PlayStation retro PSP, like that would be super sick.
that would be sick, and I full well expect D-Brand to come up with a skin for that. I'm trying to find a good image of the new one that everyone is saying is the new one. It doesn't look like that stupid PlayStation portable portal thing. It's gonna look like a big PSP.
doesn't it just look like a Vita or whatever?
It's got joysticks like the Vita instead of the weird fucking mouse thing that the PSP had. But it's I'm excited for it. This thing looks fucking sick. Like it looks dope. I'm about it. I almost pulled the trigger on a PlayStation Vita the other day, but I bought a table saw instead. Check chat real quick, and I can. That is an image of what it should look like.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's sleek. Even if it just sits on my shelf, I think it'll be cool to have. Because if I'm gonna carry something, I'm gonna carry my Steam Deck.
Well, I mean, the one thing I give this though, like, of course, I can't get a full size dimension on this, but this at least still looks portable.
Yeah, the Steam Deck is not pocketable, not by any stretch of the
Right.
imagination.
Like, if you meander around with a backpack 24/7, then yeah, Steam Deck all the fucking way. But like, if you're just that dude that walks around with cargo pants and no other bag of sort, like, this is perfect.
I mean, you're basing it off the size of this image. Like, for all we know, this thing is the size of a
Yeah.
Switch.
And that's why I originally started saying can't tell the sizing of it from this picture, but it looks thin. Like, it doesn't have the big bulky hand grips that make the Steam Deck comfortable. But
Yeah, I just
this looks more pocketable than other devices.
and I hear you. And my biggest fear for this thing is not only that it's going to be Switch sized, but also that they're going to do something stupid like require you to be on PlayStation Network to play any of your games on this thing.
Oh, you know they fucking will.
Oh, you know they're gonna do it.
Well, I mean, like,
Like,
so one of the
That's
benefits
not a fear.
of
That's a
having...
reality.
I get it, but one of the benefits of Steam and the Steam Deck is that you can set it to offline mode, so you're not actually connected to a network and play single player games still.
Kind of.
That is the thing you can do.
Kind of.
What do you mean, kind of?
So I ran into this when I was flying with it. You have to boot into the game, go back into the memory, and then set it to offline mode. So if you're game switching, it won't let you unless you're in online mode. The fix to that is you can boot up like 6 fucking games. But the game has to already be running in online mode for you to switch it to offline mode and go to it. But that's got more to do. It's by game. It's not Steam's issue. It's DRM issue.
Okay, interesting. Damn DRM.
Yeah. Yeah, we're never
Yeah,
going to
and-
get around it.
And to your point, Scorch, everything I'm seeing so far is stating that Sony's releasing this to compete with the Switch 2. So it's probably going to be in that same size range.
Yeah, but at the same time, Sony's policies are that you have to be logged in, like you have to have a PlayStation Network account to play some games, right? So like, I don't know where the line's going to be drawn when this comes out. Like that's all I'm saying. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hold my breath on it.
You can almost get Wi-Fi anywhere nowadays in the States.
I mean, that's true. But damn, is it not good in most places?
Yeah.
Facts.
And on a plane, you got to pay the $5 to get the Wi-Fi, and fuck all that.
Yeah, what happened to
will
like the
say-
citywide WAN, right? Like the full wireless access networks that like cities were supposed to be producing. That's like better than your cell
Yeah,
service
well-
or something.
We'll add that to the list of shit Google invented and then fucking fell off the face of the earth with.
What
Too
actually
expensive to
happened to it is the internet's not a utility. Like it's just a fact. If your internet provider is tearing up, or a internet provider is tearing up your yard, and their excuse is we have an easement because we're a utility, you put a gun in their face, tell them to get the fuck off your property, because they are not a utility. They have no rights to your yard like the rest of the city does. I want them to be a utility. It's a utility in Korea, and I fucking loved it because 1 gig was standard.
It should be utility at this point. Like who
Yeah.
doesn't have it, right?
I talked to a dude the other day that avoids the internet at all costs. He was a retired police officer and terrified of technology, but
It doesn't want to be recorded.
That explains everything.
it's not that he didn't want to be recorded. He doesn't understand it because I asked.
I'm talking shit.
Yeah, I asked. He's just like, I don't understand it. I don't want to fuck with it. All I hear is bad things. And I was like, that's fair. Like
fair.
your reasons are commendable.
He's gonna be real surprised on the day that you tell him that they can track people within a room from a Wi-Fi router now, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's some wild shit that I've. Hold on. Yeah, that's not secret. That's some wild shit that I've used in the army.
nice.
Play shots through a wall because you could track him through his Wi-Fi.
Talking about like in that game, Watchdog.
Watchdog is Watchdog was good and more true than a lot of people realize.
I could see that.
I could see that.
100%.
You just need a Flipper Zero and a couple add-on boards, and you're in Watchdog.
All right. Well, I believe Lord Poe is telling us we are at time.
Daddy's yelling at
Yeah,
us because
I'm
we're
just-
grounded.
No, I'm just giving you guys time updates because that's part of my job.
Our AI bot doesn't want to work later and do the edit, so I guess
No.
we'll just have.
I already have
wrap
to.
it
I already
up
have to edit this one